Okay, now hopefully that will be better. If it's not gonna be better, then I am gonna just end it today and maybe record a video or something, because if it doesn't work now, then it's really annoying. I hope it is that one setting that I clicked on by mistake in OBS and it just messed up my whole thing. But yeah, so far I haven't seen any reconnection issues, so I think we are good. Let me post the link at a couple of places at least, so that people can catch it, because this initial issue might have just thrown everyone off. Okay, looks better. Yep, looks better. There's no buffering. I don't see any reconnection. So I think it was that one setting. So by the way, if you guys stream as well, there's this setting called ignore streaming service recommendations. If you click on that, that's going to mess you up. So don't click on that. I don't know why I clicked on it, maybe by mistake or something, but I found that was odd, and I unchecked that setting, and now it looks much better. Sanku says looks better. Thanks for confirming. Hopefully my audio is coming through fine, and let's just get started, because we filed our flight plan a while back. So it's gonna be a little bit of a delay in our flight. That's totally fine. Today we are here to just have a nice long conversation. By the way, I also updated Atmos. Atmos is updated, so whatever you will see in this flight is with the updated Atmos core for Msfs 2024. So just a quick note there. And now I'm also using Chase plane for this flight, and second thing, I'm also using Beyond ATC for this flight, and we'll enable and disable track IR as we go. Like when I'm taxiing and flying, that's when I like to enable track IR. Otherwise, I just like to like swap views like this, because it's just much easier to work through stuff with Chase plane, instead of just having to look around and stuff, because I'll also be looking at chat. Okay, anyway, so let's go to the EFB, get this on, and then, by the way, we are flying from Naples to Innsbruck today. At least I think that's what Naples to Innsbruck, and we'll request data from SimBrief. I have my iPad going. So by the way, whoever is on the vertical stream, you guys will also see my live camera soon, once we prep and everything, because I don't just want to keep my live camera on. One of the reasons, and I'll upgrade as I upgrade my setup, I'll be able to do that. One of the reasons is just I use my phone right now to record the live camera, and what happens is my phone gets really hot if it's running the camera for like, let's say, 15-20 minutes. It gets really hot, and then it just burns through the battery and shuts down. So I'm trying to avoid that from happening, and we'll enable live camera only during critical phases of flight, so that one, you can enjoy the stream without any overlays or anything, at least for the horizontal guys, and for vertical guys you have my setup on there. Anyway, let's get going. So LIRN weather is not bad at all. Variable 4 knots, few 46, 13 degrees temperature, and QNH is 1010. Should be a nice and easy flight. We'll see what approach we are getting. Let me see actually. Down here we have our flight plan, or OFP. So we're getting 26, so it's not going to be the circling approach, but the ILS 26, which is fine. It'll be nice to have a good, easy approach today. By the way, we are at 9,982 subscribers, and I did put in the stream name that it's going to be a 10k sub stream. I was expecting that we are going to have 10k subs by the end of the stream, by the end of talking through my journey and all that. So I'd highly appreciate if you guys can hit that like button on the stream, and also the subscribe button, so that we can reach 10k before New Year and I can meet one of my goals that I had. Okay, so let's get going here. GSX I believe is good. Yep, SimBrief okay. I'd like to confirm that before we do anything else, because sometimes GSX just messes up. So battery switches on. Sanku says, oh, going to Innsbruck. Yep, Innsbruck. I really wanted to fly this livery to Innsbruck, and I saw a couple of guys on YouTube. I think I saw one video from A330 driver and then another one from a good friend, Ro Flyby. And was it Ro Fly? I think it was Spring Media. And I was like, man, this would look amazing with the 737-800. So that's why I decided to do Innsbruck today. Let's get the IRS going. We have it set to instant, so it shouldn't be too long. And everything else I think is good. We'll just get the parking brakes set here. Flap lever is 0. Speed brakes is also good. Anything out here that stands out? No, wipers are off. Everything looks good, as it should. 9983. So we are only 17 subs away. That's crazy. Only 17 subs away from 10,000. And I'll start talking through the story of how the channel started and how I got into aviation and all that as we get into the cruise phase of the flight, because usually cruise phase is pretty boring otherwise. Let's get through so we'll get this one pump going just so that we can start the APU, and ground power is connected already, nothing to do here. Emergency exit lights can go on. Fasten seat belts. Actually, I'm gonna turn on fasten seat belts because there's a bug right now in the airplane where if you leave it on auto, it's going to just keep dinging every time you press. King Bob's Kingdom says volume is very low. Is the sim volume low or is my volume low? I just increased my volume a little bit, but tell me if the sim volume is low or is my volume low. I really like this kind of feedback because I'm not good at setting volume levels. I've usually just set my gains properly, I think, but for some reason, OBS is always weird. Mic, is it better now? If not, I'm gonna pump up the gain just a tad bit. Let me get the gain just a little bit higher. Okay, hopefully that is a bit better. If not, let me know. That comment is from the horizontal stream. When I'm looking at my levels, it looks fine. Like my mic is going up to the yellow levels. But if it's still not sounding loud enough, let me know, and I can push the gains up even more. Okay. So where were we at? Emergency exit lights are good. Fasten seat belts. Yeah. So there's a bug with the airplane where if you leave it on auto, it's going to just keep dinging whenever you press the right mouse button. Voice recorder, window heat can come on. Elec 2 and Elec 1 hydraulic pumps can come on, and then we'll just go ahead and start the APU. The temperature is not that low, so we shouldn't have any issues running without the APU, but still I would just go ahead and start it for today. So for flight level, we have Gregorio says, what driver are you on? it is the latest one. I always just update it to the latest one. So our flight level is going to be 340. Okay, so we'll set that up here, 340, and our landing altitude is going to be, let me pull up the charts here on the other iPad that I have. Airport elevation is 1900, so landing altitude is going to be 1900 up here. Looks good. So overhead panel is good to go. We can turn on the anti-collision lights later on. So APU is on. I think it has been 2 minutes since I started the APU. Also, let me also check my stream real quick on my phone so that I can confirm how the audio is doing. Because if we keep going and the audio isn't good, then there's no point. Yeah, I think the audio is fine for me, at least on my phone. Okay, so without any further delay, let's go back to our view here and let's see. So now we can start setting our FMC, FS actions, payload. You know what, let's try to use, why not try to use GSX to do our loading today. Gregorio says, okay, thanks. I get white flickering around the aircraft when the plane is moving. Do you have any tips of, oh, are you using, I think that had something to do with DLSS or frame gen, either of those two. So let's do request fueling. I think the way GSX works with Pmdg is you just request for fueling here, and then it's gonna put in the fuel level here. Let me see. So how much fuel are we carrying today? 16. I bet this is pounds, isn't it? Has to be pounds. Yeah, that's pounds. Oh yeah, so my airplane is also set to pounds, so that's good. So now that it already set the fuel level to 5%, I think you have to do that for GSX to work. Okay, so now it would tell me to set the desired fuel quantity, which is going to be our block fuel is going to be 16898. I'm gonna just take, let's say, 17,000, and then you put that in, and I think GSX would then fuel it up. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, I did set up desired fuel quantity. Just fill it up. Let's see. I thought that's how it works, but apparently not. It says please use your airplane fuel system to set desired fuel quantity, which I did. payload. I don't know. Gregorio says yes, I'm using TAA with DLSS frame gen. Yeah, so frame gen usually causes those white streaks when the aircraft is moving. I've seen that happen for me too. I think MFG is a little bit better at that, but then you'd still have the same issues as long as it is frame genning. I don't know what's up with this thing. I shouldn't have tried that. Should not have tried this bullshit. You have to use the Pmdg fuel truck? Gosh, man. Reset. Just gonna reset. That's insane, man. Why can't they just... But I thought there was some way to do this. I've seen a video of someone teaching how to do fuel truck. There you go. Request target. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is where you put in 17,000 and then request. Man, I don't know why I'm even doing all this. Like, why? Joshi ALV is asking, hey brother, what do you think about the WinWing joystick for Airbus? So if you don't want the force feedback stuff, I think it is the best joystick you can get if you don't want force feedback. That's my short answer, but I've also done a longer video on this stick, I think. But yeah, if you don't want FFB, this is the stick you need. It has really good like damping options and stuff like that. I love it. I'm gonna keep it until at least end of 26, unless the FFB sticks become much more advanced than what we have right now. Okay, so route, go back, flight plan request, sim brief. Gregorio says request fuel truck and insert a quantity. Yep, that's what I did. Set payload, and then I guess you don't set fuel here, right? Ground services. Yeah, I don't think, and then you have to hit start, I believe. Yeah. So I would say let's just set payload, and I think fuel will be set by whatever, you know. I wish they had good GSX integration, or maybe I just need to watch that video again. What is it doing? Is it even fueling? I think it is, yeah. Route uplink ready. Let's load that in. Yeah, it's a beautiful stick. Not gonna lie, this one or some minor. It's a beautiful stick. I had the one I was using before was Thrustmaster something, like really old Thrustmaster stick, and then I moved to this one. Let's set up our QNH at least, so it's 1010. And then perf init. I'm just gonna fill this in manually. Actually, you know what, let's request and then we'll fill whatever is left out manually. So cost index is going to be 80. By the way, guys, 9982. We just need another 18 subscribers for 10,000. So I'd appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Load, execute, and then flight level is going to be 340. Cost index is correct. Transition altitude is correct based on the charts, and then winds are also correct. Reserve is FinRex. I guess FinRes plus alt is 5.26, 5.3. That's correct as well. And our ZFW is and I'm checking it because sometimes it just messes up. Doesn't, like, for example, cruising altitude never loads in correctly. ZFW is 119.14, 1191. That's correct as well. Okay, I think we're good. Let's move on to actually before that, let's get all the clearance and everything. Make sure our ATIS is
level 080. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Cappuccino Airport, information Alpha 1427 Zulu, wind variable, visibility 10 miles or more, view clouds are 4,600, temperature 13, dew point 06, QNH 1010, landing runway 24, departing runway 0624, transition level.
Okay, we got it.
Transavia 764.
Get the IFR clearance.
Transavia 764, Naples ground. Expect runway 24, Alaxi 7 Juliet departure. Squawk 1000.
Alaxi 7 Juliet departure. Squawk 1000. Transavia 764.
Transavia 764, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Roger that, Transavia 764.
Okay, let's plan the departure here, and let's turn down the ATC because we won't need them. Departure, arrival, departure. We are departing runway 24 and Alex 7 Juliet. Execute. That's a nice departure. We'll have some fun hand flying. And then for arrival, we just have runway 26. So I'm gonna do RNAV Z, but let's see what we get. Let me see what we have in the plan here at least. Apart from that, Breno 3A. Okay, maybe we can just plan for the arrival and then we'll see how it goes. So that's good. Init ref, N1 limit. We are good for takeoff performance. Let's also review the departure real quick. So our flight level is going to be 130. And I guess this we'll set it up later. Okay, let's get through our takeoff. Runway 24, import from aircraft. We have, just want to verify we have fuel. I think we do 8.51, yeah. Import weather, calculate. So it's recommending us T02, flaps 5. Okay, so let's select TO2, selected temperature is going to be 43. And our actual outside air temperature is, I believe it was 16, if I'm not wrong. 13. Okay, so that's correct. And then we'll go to takeoff, flaps 5. And runway winds are variable 4, so I'll just leave it. Maybe I can put in /4 here, or just, let's just leave it. I don't know how to put in if it says variable 4 knots. 5.19, so that matches with what we were seeing here. This is one of the questions I had, and why it wasn't matching, but someone answered it for me last time. 137, 138, 141, so not very heavy today. 9984, thank you guys. So we are down 16 subs now from 10,000. 16. That's all we need. The only thing I want is before the stream ends, it'll be nice to have 10k. 144 is VRAM, okay. So takeoff calculations are done. I can put this in maybe V2 plus 10. Usually I just put in V2 plus 10. So 151 there, and then this will go to runway heading. So just make it parallel to that line that you see. Good enough. 13k is set as well. Flight directors are on. All good to go. And I'm also trying to get better at following the checklist. But unfortunately, I had downloaded that British AvGeek checklist, but somehow just lost it in my downloads folder. So today we'll just go with it. Maybe next time onwards, I want to follow procedures more closely, because I'm good at following checklists and procedures with general aviation airplanes, because that's what I fly in real life. I used to fly in real life. But with airliners, I always kind of go by memory, which is terrible. It's not how you should do things in aviation, but that's just how it is for me. So 5.19. So all this is good, right? I think we are good for push and start here. And one thing I might have forgotten is getting this APU bleed on. But the temperatures were not bad outside, so I think it's fine. And then we'll also get the ground power off now. Go in here and release the fuel truck. And then also release the ground power. Hopefully all of that comes off. And then now that it has, let's also remove the wheel chokes. Parking brake is set. That's one thing that I also sometimes forget to set initially. Maybe I should change the default panel state and have the parking brake on, because I believe that's how pilots find the airplane, is with parking brakes on. So okay, wheel chokes are removed. All the ground connections are gone basically. So it is time to request push and start.
Transavia 764, ramp 15 request pushback.
And I'm gonna turn on track IR right after we push back and start driving around.
Face east.
Pushback, approve, face east, Transavia 764.
Air connect to 251, contact neighbors tower 118.5.
Over to tower 118.5, air connect to 251.
Is it gonna work, or is it just gonna mess me up? Let's click again. So these days GSX, I always have to click it twice for it to work for some reason. I don't know why that happens. But I think this is a good time while they're setting up. I am going to 9985. So now only 15 subs left. That's amazing. Boxinator is asking, why aren't you on VRAM? Because VRAM doesn't always have ATC in that area. And also I stopped flying VRAM long back. Let me turn these guys down. I stopped flying VRAM because one, you just don't have don't have ATC all the time everywhere. Beyond ATC voices are so good now that I just like flying with Beyond ATC. You always have ATC, and you also have this auto respond option, so you're pretty much following at least the comms procedure, or at least the auto this thing Copilot is following the comms for you. So yeah, that's why I like Beyond ATC. VATSIM is just, another good part about Beyond ATC is you also have traffic all the time. I love that. You always have traffic. Okay, so my camera is set. I'm just gonna enable my camera in a few seconds. Just setting the angle up correctly. Okay, there we go. It's a nice morning out here, so you'll see how everything is just bright in my room. So hopefully on the vertical stream and on horizontal stream you should see my camera now. And let's go back in. So we are facing left, nose left, tail right. I think it's a good time after taxi to okay, engine's clear. We can get all the fuel pumps on. APU bleed is on. Packs are off. Good for grounding engine number 2. I think I have views set up. If I'm not, yep, there you go. Nice. I have views set up. For some reason the engines sound better today. I can actually hear the rumble. I've always had audio issues with Pmdg here. 28, let's get it fuel. Sanku says USA. Are you asking me if I am in USA, or are you asking if we are flying? We are not flying in USA. I am in USA, yes. Okay, that engine should be good. Yep. Let's ground engine number 1. Getting some really good performance today after all that, for all those issues initially. By the way, I see 17 people watching, but I only see 3 likes. If you guys haven't liked the video, please do. Helps the channel quite a bit. And we're back at 9984. Good, give it fuel. I didn't set up. Gregorio is asking, what do you rate this airport? I would say like 9 on 10. The ground textures look a little too clean for my liking, but otherwise it's an amazing airport. Okay, let's get the parking brake set. This engine is also good and stable. So we'll go engine start switches to continuous. Anti-collision should have been on already, but they are not. Switching to engine generators, getting the APU bleed off, and also getting the packs on, pitot heat or probe heat on, yaw dampers on, and APU can turn off. Let's turn on logo lights and wing lights as well, because why not? Actually, wing lights, you can't even see them. Boxinator says, I'm thinking of getting Beyond ATC. I've tried Say Intentions and it's pretty good, but still has some issues. Not for me, but I really want a good add-on. Yeah, I think Beyond ATC is it. I haven't had a lot of problems with Beyond ATC, to be honest. It has worked. It has been working great for me. So I think you... Also, another thing that I like about Beyond ATC is that it's just a one-time pay thing. Like you don't have to keep paying a monthly fee to keep using it. It's just a one-time thing. So that's something I really like. I really don't like it when actually, you know what, I don't like it when there's like a monthly subscription for everything. I can actually add video capture device, camo. I can actually add my thing right here, because unfortunately that subscriber count was gone. And then I can drag this right below here, and an image right below this thing, and an overlay right above both of these. There you go. That's better. Okay. Josh ALV says, yeah, me too. I was thinking of getting Beyond ATC. Yeah, it's a one-time thing, and like I'm not getting paid by them or anything, but I really like it so far. It's just sometimes you'll see that the traffic kind of runs into each other and stuff, but that's just very rare occurrence. Like I haven't seen that happen regularly. By the way, 9985, just 15 subs away. So if you guys are watching and not subscribed, go ahead and do that. We need that 10k before Gregorio says traffic collisions with BATC and they forget about you sometimes. Yeah, I agree. Like sometimes I've had issues where like I fly into Dubai. I've had that happen a couple of times at Dubai actually. It's always at Dubai. So you fly into Dubai and then they put you on the arrival and then they just forget about you. And then you keep calling them and they don't know what to do with you. So yeah, that's definitely there, but that's a very rare occurrence. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens sometimes. Let's request taxi here.
Transavia 764, runway 24, taxi via Quebec, Tango Sierra, Foxtrot.
Boxinator says, yeah, St. Anne's has a sub and BATC 30 bucks once, which, yeah, and another thing, you know what? Beyond ATC is also coming up with VFR ATC. Now I don't know if Say Intentions already do that. Another thing was traffic, like I said, right? Traffic is a big thing for me. If you can populate my airport like this, like look at this thing. If you can populate my airport even a little bit like this, I'm a happy guy. I love having this populated airport at least. Boxinator says you should also turn on runway turn-off lights before taxi. Really? I thought runway turn-off lights are only for when you're taking off. Actually, I remember watching a video just like a couple of days back where the guy was saying that runway turn-off lights come on only before you enter the runway. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. So we have taxi clearance for 24, and if you can see my iPad, I'm just looking at where we are going from. So we are taking Quebec, which I don't even see here. That's very weird. So 24, there's only Oh, so yeah, this is Quebec, and then we have TS. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we're basically going straight from here and then taking a left and then straight to the... Okay, I think it's time to turn on track IR. Let me read and make sure there's nothing else in chat. Gregorio says, how do you increase the speed of drone camera with chase plane? I can show you that real quick here. So if you go to menu, if you go to preferences, and then if you go to control profile, you will see, if you select world, just select this rocket control profile, which is the fastest control profile, and that should increase the speed of your drone camera. One thing you can also do is you can, let me show you here. So you can assign controls for camera action in here, fast camera control profile. I have it assigned to left control shift D. So when I do left control shift D, it's going to shift to a fast camera profile. So that's what I do, because it will reset. Boxinator says usually it's SOP to turn them on before taxi. Interesting, that's good to know. And Boxinator also says, yep, Stay Intentions has a ton of smart traffic injection CP. Yeah, when I bought Beyond ATC, they did not have traffic injection. So yeah, for me, I was like, if I'm paying for ATC, might as well get traffic injection. Okay, good to taxi. 9986, only 14 more left. Come on guys, we can do it. Also, one of the other game-changing purchases that I've made for Msfs is track IR. Track IR has been so good. I love track IR. At least when I'm taxiing and flying, it just adds so much immersion. It's amazing. Oh, so Say Intentions already has VFR, huh? That's interesting. I remember hearing that somewhere, that Say Intentions already does VFR. So this is all Quebec, and then we are joining Tango Sierra, and then Foxtrot is where we are holding short. I need to disable track IR when I'm looking on the left towards the chat screen, because I finally have 3 monitors now. So one on this side, one in the center, and one here. So on the right is where OBS is running. On the left is where both my stream chat are, and the center one, the OLED screen, is where I fly. Josh is asking, Josh is asking, what about Tobii Eye Tracker? I think Tobii Eye Tracker is superior to track IR. I just haven't bought it because I already have track IR, and there's no point of spending another close to $300, I think, for something that does the exact same thing. But yeah, with Tobii Eye Tracker, you won't have to wear this cap and nothing, right? You just fly. It's installed on your monitor and you just fly. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's superior to track IR. It's just that because I already had this thing, why would I buy something that does the exact same thing? Also, do we have direct? Is it a part of? Let me see. Okay, 1 2 DER 24. Okay, got it. Gregorio is asking, do you use rudder for taxi with all the planes? Yes, I do. I have been told before that I should use the twist action of my joystick out here, but I just like taxiing with rudder because in real world I taxi with rudder on 172, right? So it's just more organic for me. Lucas says, hey guys, hey, what's up, man? 9987. So we are now only 13 subscribers away from 10,000. And like I said, the title of this video is my journey. So I'm definitely going to start talking about how this channel was made and all of that stuff as we get into the cruise. Because I don't want to bore you guys in cruise. I mean, the story may or may not be boring, but we'll see. Man, it's so much nicer to have this iPad here. Because I can see my charts right there, and I always like having this light on, maybe at least to 50%. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's watch this guy. Oh, he just banged. Let's see. Not there yet. So that's Echo, and the next one is Foxtrot. Lucas says, what is a good V1 speed? I play Msfs but yet can't. Oh well, that depends on what your weights are. Heavier airplane will have a higher V1 speed. That thing just dropped, no? The airplane that was landing, I don't know which airline that was. It just dropped. Okay, we are good on the lights. We are good on the overhead panel. Flaps are correctly set as well. Auto brakes, RTO, everything is good. Let's just request departure. Let's not cross this line here. Okay, cleared for takeoff. Now we can cross the line. Let me read the chat one last time and then we'll go back to flying, and then I'll get back to chat soon. Josh, he says, what do you think of physics in Msfs 2024 compared to Explain? I've heard it's not that different. So I've flown a little bit on Explain, and I would say maybe it's a tad bit more realistic, but then compared to real world, I don't find either of those realistic. Like when I flew a Cessna 172 for the first time, I was like, yeah, this, like when you fly in the sim, you don't feel a lot of that dynamic forces that you feel in real world, and that just completely changes the way you fly and all that. So I don't find either of those. Let's get this chrono going. I usually forget about that. So yeah, that's my take on like flying in real world versus flight sim. But let me get back to that. trying to manage a couple of things here while flying. That's why I'm a little bit off on the flight directors here. Do want to fly this manual at least up to like what, 8,000? It's a lot of fun. And then I'll get back to chat. Okay, I think it's trimmed out pretty well. We are cleared to only 10,000 for now, so let's get this up to 10. Get to chat real quick. Sevia God says hi. Hey, what's up? Good to see you online. Finally, Rex Atmos Core launched new update. Yep, that's what I'm running right now. So whatever you see here is basically Rex Atmos updated. Luca Tech is asking where are we headed to? We are headed to Innsbruck, so it's going to be a fun landing. We are headed from Naples to Innsbruck. So it's a long enough flight for me to, have enough cruise time to talk with you guys, but then it's not too long. And we can always, push the auto cruise. We are at 9987, guys. Gonna get the still flying manual. I'm not using Active Sky today, by the way, because I thought it would be nice to just fly without Active Sky. I started feeling like Active Sky leads to these flatter clouds, which I have stopped liking. Now MSFS does clouds really well. I don't know if they changed something in SU4 or... Yeah, I wanted to at least fly this turn manually. It's so much fun to follow the flight directors. Okay, flaps up. 8,000 standard. And we don't have clearance yet, so we're still going to be stuck at 8,000, but I think we might get it soon. Flaps 1 and flaps up. Climb to 180. I think we're at 10,000. We should just enable autopilot and then let's get this thing up to 18,000. Disable track IR. Savia got, I already read that message. Atmos core, yep, Atmos core is on. Yeah, if you guys see, let's say, what I really like about Atmos is the way it does this horizon. You see how you don't see a lot, like the visibility is not that much. Xavier says I run Active Sky in passive mode just to get accurate winds. I also prefer the weather depiction of MSFS 2024. That's a good, yeah, that's something my friend also told me, that he runs it in passive as well, just to get that turbulence effect, winds and stuff like that. And then apart from that, you can just use the MSFS weather. I agree, it's better now. Like before in MSFS, we never used to have this kind of flatter clouds. Now we do. Now the cloud formations are different according to the weather. So that's what I like. That's something I liked about Active Sky, but yeah. It's kind of bright. It's evening here. Oh well, is it morning or evening? I think it's think it's evening. So we are up here now. Let's get this chart out of the way. Still have clearance to 180. Let's get this off and let's get the lights off. Engine start switches to normal. And that's it. I won't change the fasten seat belts because it's going to mess my sounds up. It'll start this ding every time I... 9988 now. Just 12 subscribers shy of 10,000 subscribers. I think it's a decent time to start this story. And I have game capture on for my vertical stream, so it's not gonna show you guys if I bring some window on here. So I think I would prefer, whoever is watching vertical stream, I would prefer if you guys can just swap to the horizontal stream, because that way I can, if I'm showing something on here, you can actually see it. But I'm gonna leave the camera on just for a little bit. Actually, you know what? My phone might die. Yeah. My phone just might die because it overheats. Like I said, it just overheats and then it dies. Joshi ALV says, yeah, but I think the cloud texture needs a little bit of work. It's good. Yeah. It's not a texture, is it? I thought it's volumetric clouds. It's not texture. But yeah, overall, I think the engine, weather engine needs a little bit of a work. We will keep terrain radar on today because we are going to Innsbruck. Let me quickly check the weather at Innsbruck, how bad it is. Should not be bad. 270 at 5, few scattered, -2, 1021, no significant weather. So we are good. It's going to be a nice arrival. Okay. So, if you guys have already switched to the horizontal screen, I'll try not to show a lot of stuff on here. But starting with how this channel's, or maybe I guess starting with how I got into aviation. This is one of the questions that someone had put in on my chat. Do I have clearance? Climb to 180. That's it? Data. Why are they not giving me clearance above this? I guess I can request altitude change, but let's see. Usually when I reach 180, they clear me up. Are they going to make me request 240? Okay, so I'm gonna have to request. I'm gonna have to request clearance up to 340. It's not doing it for me. That's okay. Anyway, so the way I got into aviation, I was in 10 standard. Whoever's Indian here would, I guess, connect with that whole standard thing in school. That's how we had it. 9 standard, 8 standard, 10 standard. I think 10 standard is when I used FS98 for the first time on my little laptop, and that's when I got hooked. I was like, man, this is amazing. You can actually fly a plane on a computer, and you guys know how bad the graphics used to be back then. But it was still, I used to tell my parents, like, oh, this is so realistic, look at this, it's so real. And no joystick, nothing. Okay, I just had a terrible laptop, and I used to fly on that shitty laptop. And I had no clue about airplanes or anything, so I was just having fun. But that's when I first got hooked to flying. And then I don't think I used flight sim for the next 2 years, maybe when I was in 11th and 12th standard. I got back to flight simming during my bachelor's, when I was doing my bachelor's in aeronautical engineering. That's when I got back into flight sim. And how did I get back? It was, so there was an aeronautics club in our college where they were doing flight sim, like flying competitions. So we would have like a have like a landing competition where everyone is in the same room with their laptops, and you can use mouse, joystick, or whatever hardware you have. And then they will set up a scenario for you. I think at that time we were using FSX. So they would set up this, our seniors would set up the scenario for us, maybe on an approach or do a short flight or something like that. And we were rated based on the landing rate. It's the worst way to rate someone's flying, but yeah, we were rated based on how good the landing rate was. And then I remember I was really bad at landing. I used to fly with my mouse back then, and I was bad, like really bad. I used to get scared of landing so much, and maybe most of you guys would connect to it. Used to get really scared of landings, especially with the mouse. So back then when I was flying with the mouse, we had this competition, but then it was not regulated, you know. It was not very well regulated. So what they would tell us is like, hey, you can have as many tries as possible. Just send us a screenshot of, I think it used to be FS passengers or something. Sanku is saying lol. Yeah. So used to be FS passengers, where we would log that landing rate and then take a screenshot of it and send it over. So what I did, me and one of my other senior friend, we photoshopped our landing rates. So I think I remember getting like minus 300, minus 400 FPM or something like that. I photoshopped it to minus 51, I believe. So removed one digit, like just, you know, back then I had relatively good Photoshop skills. So I just matched the font and everything and just photoshopped the landing rate to minus 51. And that's how I won that flight sim competition. Now, even though it was a fake win, it just ignited something in me, you know, that that this is something I want to really do. So then I just kept flying on and off. Obviously, there was 4 years of bachelor's in aeronautics. So it was not easy, right? You have to study a lot. You have to have a lot of like sleepless nights, just you know, reading through this book. I remember J.D. Anderson. It was an aerodynamics book, and I used to use that same book to I used to use it as a cooler for my laptop. So I would place my laptop on that aerodynamics J.D. Anderson, and I also have a photo. If I look it up, I think I have a photo of that. Let me see if I can find that photo. But yeah, I'll keep talking while I look for it. So yeah, I used to use that book as a cooler, and I don't know what fun I had in just flying for a virtual airline. But I had joined this virtual airline called, oh, there you go. I found it. Okay, this is gonna be fun. So let me download this image. I found it. So if you guys can switch to horizontal stream, you'll be able to see it. Sorry for the vertical, guys. I just haven't set it up in a way that vertical stream will be able to see this, because it's capturing my game. It's not capturing my desktop. But yeah, this was my setup. So whatever this joystick and throttle quadrant was, I don't remember, but this is the first purchase that I had made for FSX, apart from FSX obviously. So you see that FSX is on here. I don't know what airplane that is, but I had this book which was cooling the laptop or ventilating the laptop, and this was my little old table at my college dorm or hostel or whatever you call it. And this is how I started flying. So this is one of the first photos that I have when I was flying. Obviously initially I was flying with a mouse, and then I switched to this joystick. I think at that time it was around, if I'm not wrong, 5,000 rupees or something. So it was quite expensive for me back then, and my parents bought this for me on a birthday gift or something, and I used to fly with this. And for the longest time, I think for the next 5 to 6 years, I did not upgrade anything on my setup. Nothing. I used to fly with the same laptop, same joystick for the next 5 years. And I also joined this virtual airline called British something, British Airways Virtual, BA Virtual or something, because I got really motivated by this video that the British Airways had made. So if you look it up online, Savia God says, I use a laptop like that as a second screen, a Dell Latitude E6420. Nice. Yeah, there was this, I had a Lenovo laptop, and even that was from my college. It wasn't something that I had bought for myself. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot that I needed to keep asking these guys for clearance. Let me quickly just do that, and then we'll get back to our story. I'm going in a little bit more detail, but that's how I like to tell people how this channel even came into existence. So I hope you guys are not getting bored, but keep asking me questions in the chat so that I know you guys are at least listening. We do have 9 viewers on horizontal, 11 on, I guess, 10, 11. Okay, let's request altitude change, and let's go to 340. Flight level 340 for Transavia 764. It wasn't giving me an option to select 340, so I had to just, okay, there we go, 340, and I'll go back to some interesting view here. Looks amazing with Atmos. Gregorio says, do you still use zero and sharpening? Yes, I do not use any. Yeah, I haven't changed those settings. We are at 9989, so only 11 subscribers left. My god, guys, 11 subscribers to 10,000. Okay, so back to the story. I'll bring up this photo on here. Let me see if I can quickly change the vertical stream to display capture. If I can change the vertical stream as well, that'll be nice, so that you guys can, both the streams can see my main screen here. And then I'll turn off game capture because that's not needed, and display capture can go somewhere below here. Okay, that is good. So now you guys should be able to see my stream on the vertical as well. So yeah, what I was talking through is this setup. Josh says, I also used to play FS 2004. Oh yeah, I remember 2004, but I think I skipped 2004 and I just came back in FSX. I think FS 2004 was really goated, from what I remember people saying on YouTube. FS 2004 was the best among those series of flight sims that came out during that time. Xavier God says mine was e-waste from work, got it for free. I used to broadcast to virtual screen feature from Windows to use it. Second screen works like a charm. Nice. Yes, this setup is how I competed next year, and I think I did not Photoshop the next year's landing rate. I might have, I don't know. And back then, another interesting fact, back then we used to have only 15 GB of data. Now, obviously, everything was offline, right? Back then, everything was offline. It's not like FSX was streaming any scenery or anything, but it was just interesting that we only had 15 GB of data, and we had to do everything: study, play, watch movies, watch YouTube, everything in that 15 GB, or your account will be blocked after 15 GB. So that's another fun fact of where things were back then. But yeah, after this, like I said, I kept this setup for at least another 4 years, I think 4.5 years probably, and then after when I got my first internship, that's when I used the money that I was earning from the internship to build a subpar PC. I think my first GPU was GTX 720, if I'm not wrong. 9990 subscribers, guys. Just 10 more left. So yeah, I don't have a photo of that PC, unfortunately, or maybe I do. Let me see if I have a photo of that PC. Let's see if I go down here. Oh, I did find a photo going down the memory lane. I think this will be an interesting story. Let me look for PC and see if anything shows up on my Google Photos. Yeah, I don't think I have photos of that old PC. See, that's why I just take photos, guys. If you don't take your photos, at least take photos of your surrounding. Like you will like looking at those photos. I hate looking at my photos, but I just love capturing things around me and then looking back and thinking that, oh, this is how far we have come. Like, for example, if I did not have this photo, I would not have known, or I would have almost forgotten or faded in memory on what I started with. So take photos. Another fun photo that I have here, I'm gonna pull that up real quick, save, and then open this one up. So this was me starting to develop add-ons for Flight Simulator. So before that, I think there's another story. So when I started my internship, that's when I started building the PC. That was my first PC. I think it was a 4900K Intel. Back then, Intel CPUs used to be a thing. AMD wasn't better than Intel back then, so Intel CPUs used to be a thing. So I built a 4900K CPU, and then I had the GTX 720, I believe. And then that's where I actually started doing some real simming. Again, there was still no YouTube, nothing. Right? I was just watching people on YouTube. I think at that point there was Frugal Sim, there was Matt Davis, rest in peace. Again, really good guy. Unfortunately, he passed away a while back, but amazing YouTuber. Really funny guy, entertaining guy. I know I'm none of that, but I used to love watching Matt, and I used to like watching Frugal Sim as well. He has stopped making videos. So yeah, those guys were the prime YouTubers back then, back in the FSX days. So then I started simming. I finished my bachelor's through the internship, built this PC, subpar PC. what happened then? Yeah, then I came to the US for my masters, and during my masters I was still using that same PC, but now I upgraded from having a GTX 720 to a was it RTX or GTX? I think it was GTX. So it was GTX 1080. So I upgraded from a 720 to a 1080, and again that was also a second hand. You know, I got it from someone who was probably probably high on something, and he was selling a GTX 1080 for, I think it was $500 back then, and the GTX 1080 used to cost about $1,000. I was very skeptical because this thing was not used at all. It was in the plastic wrap and everything, and he was like, I'm gonna give it to you for $500. I took like 2 or 3 of my friends with me to a parking lot because I was very skeptical of this guy. I was like, I don't know if this guy is going to mock me or something, but I took 3 or 4 guys with me, and we I think it was a couple of my friends, not 3 or 4. And then we picked up that GTX 1080, got back home. I still remember that feeling. As like, you know, when you get that really good computer part, you get this insane feeling, like high dopamine, you know. And then when I put it up, I was so surprised. I was like, oh my god, 60 FPS on P3D, that's crazy. 60 FPS used to be, 30 FPS used to be a thing back then. Like, oh, if you're getting 30 FPS, that means like, oh, your eyes cannot even see more than 30 FPS. So it used to be a thing back then. But anyway, I think I have shown this photo enough. So yeah, then started simming at 30 FPS, which was a dream. Started buying more and more add-ons. Remember back then I was just flying default airplanes and just trying to, you know, get more and more understanding of the theory behind aviation, and just slowly watch videos and catch up on things. I mean, I'm still learning. As you can see, I'm not following all the procedures on the 737. But yeah, that's what happened. Again, guys, 9990. If you can get to 10K while we're doing this story, that'll be so good. So yeah, then during my masters I kept doing it. Another thing that I did get into while masters, and something about me is I was always motivated by money. So another thing that I did get into while I was doing my masters was add-on development. So not so much aircraft development, but more of like scenery development, because I was really good at using Blender. So I don't know if you guys know about this company called Attitude Simulations. They were developing sceneries for X-Plane, and I started getting into, so the guy who owned Attitude Simulations, Stephen McKenzie, I found him through a Facebook group, and I just started talking to him, and he was like, man, he was like, you're an interesting guy, and I can teach you my ways of, you know, making add-ons for flight sims. And he got me on board. Like, I was not officially on the team or anything. I was just working on the side, trying to develop add-ons, learning. I was not officially working on a project. I was just learning from him. And this is a photo from one of those days when I was working on an airport. I don't remember which airport it was. And I was sitting at the airport working on this airport. So that was a fun time. I think I was going back to India at this time, and I was like, I'm going to use this time to make some progress on my scenery. Let's see if we can see anything interesting here. Yeah, I definitely don't remember which airport this was. But yeah, this is Blender, by the way. So yeah, I started getting into this, and then I didn't follow through on add-on development a whole lot. This was also a time when I started making videos. So if you look at my channel, which I can bring up my channel now, I think this is when my channel started. and if I go to view my channel, and then yeah, I think this is where my channel roughly started. By the way, it wasn't Airborne Geek before. It used to be something else. I forget the name. So I started this channel, and then I forgot the password of this channel, and I was like, God damn it! Like, I had 300 subscribers or something like that on this other channel, and then I forgot the password of that channel. So I was like, well, if I forgot the password and I didn't have any recovery email or phone numbers or anything like that. By the way, if you guys are watching, make sure you leave something in the chat. You can always ask questions in between. You don't have to just listen to it. So that channel got chalked, and then I was like, oh, you know what? Might as well build another channel. And I started a channel with my actual name, which I was like, man, nobody's gonna subscribe looking at my name. So then I was like, you know, what name should I give? And I remember looking for some random name. I was like, I am a geek, like at least in terms of like diving into the details of stuff and all that. So I was like, how about something geek? And then I looked up on YouTube whether there were other channels with the same name, and I think I found one which was like Av Geek or something like that. There were a few, but none of them were really big channels. They were all like a few subscribers here and there. So then I'm sure this was not my I was thinking Airplane Geek or something, and then I put it in Google and I was like, give me ideas of a YouTube channel name which is related to flight simulation and aviation and things like that. So it gave me, I think it might have given me Airborne Geek, or it might have given me something else and I made it Airborne Geek. I don't remember. But that's how this channel started. And then if you look at, let's look at like one of the first videos that I made. By the way, I'm just checking if vertical stream is also seeing everything on my screen. Yep, they are. So if we go all the way back, gosh, I have so many videos. So I used to just make like shitty videos like this, you know, Zibo mod FMC issue 2017. That's 8 years ago. Explain 11 default X and Y, all this shitty, you know, video. Nothing going on here. Savia Goth is saying that just listening to the story, I also used to make some videos for fun, but you have kids, free time becomes a premium. Oh yeah, I have a kid now. I have a little daughter now, and I know it is for sure a premium. Like that's why I try to, like, anytime these days, anytime I'm on my sim, I'm basically doing something for the channel. I never get time to just sit and fly without doing anything else. It's always something for the channel. By the way, my PC is getting really hot, so I'm gonna open up the window because it is -9 outside, so I don't know why. It's just, give me like 10 seconds. Yeah, when you have kids, time does become a premium. I cannot agree more. But yeah, so this finally the window is open, and now my feet freezing. It's -9 out here. Come on. But for some reason, there's so much less ventilation. I could see my PC going up to like 50 C on the cooler, which it never goes to, by the way, unless it's like really hot. So anyway, you see how these videos, right? All these. Oh, KBKL was something I was working on, so I was like making a stream of you know, how the add-on looked like. Look at that. So I made the stadium from scratch, and then like there was this terminal that was ready as well. Look at that. Of course, this project never came through, but I worked on it for a while and it looked pretty good. I learned how to do like bake in AO maps. Again, all credits to my good friend Steven McKenzie. He's the owner of Attitude Simulations. He's the one who showed me his ways, and I was loving it, man. I was loving to I loved that whole phase of my life where I was learning all this. That's one thing that I've stuck with, is I just keep learning something new every day. Let's go back to our old videos here. Gosh, man, I have so many videos. Holy shit. I can't imagine how many hours I have worked on this channel. One of the few things, you know, that I was really insecure about was my accent. So I was very sure that nobody is gonna follow me because of my accent, because all these other YouTubers had, like, you know, is there something going on? Because I've been scrolling for ages now. Yeah, so that was one thing I was insecure about, is just the accent. I was like, as soon as people hear my accent, they're going to just click away, or, you know, not enjoy the content and something. But I was like, you know what, I'll start, and then I'll just record my screen. I don't have to talk. I'll start and I'll just record my screen. So you see, if you see my old videos, you'll not hear me talking at all. Like all these videos of like default explain stall recovery, you know, I was just showing how things work in explain 11. All of this was just me not talking at all. And then you'll see some videos where, oh, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm also very much into music theory and all these things. By the way, 9991, and we are very close to 10,000. I would highly appreciate if we can get to 10,000 today on this stream. If we cannot, that's fine, but it'll be nice. Let me check back on my flight real quick, make sure everything is good. I think it is. Yep, I think it is. We still have a while to go. Okay, so where's my channel screen? There you go. So I used to make these like covers and like music breakdowns, piano. I play piano, I play a little bit of guitar, not a lot. I can just play chords. I'm not very good at guitar, but I am good at piano. So that's where I started making those videos, the music videos. And then I think one of the first videos where I actually did well was this one. I did well as in according to me. Again, I was not talking or anything, but this was when Msfs 2020 came out, and I just did a time lapse flight with a 172. And it was so boring. Like I watched this. Oh, look at that! I have my specs in here, 6700K and 1080. But that's how Msfs 2020 used to look back then. So yeah, I did that, and then I was like, you know what, this is not going to work. So this was the last video where I realized that, oh, this is not going to work. So then I was like, let me look up. So there is an opportunity here, right? Msfs 2020 has just come out. I know a little bit about general aviation from all these years of just messing around the sim. I know that, by the way, if you can't recognize, like, I talk in Hindi, so all of these instrumental covers and all these are just Indian movies. So I was like, there is an opportunity here. I know how to make videos. I know editing. I know a little bit about general aviation, and I have a little bit of money to spend on one of the add-ons that was there back then. Just Flight PA28 Aero 3. It was a constant speed prop, so a little bit more complex than what I would have liked for this series of videos that I was going to make, but it was workable. So I was like, I'm good at learning things. I'm good at editing, and I have this channel which is not growing. So how about we do a full-fledged, because I looked up on YouTube and there was no good full-fledged series on some one particular aircraft, like starting from the history and specifications up to how to fly it from A to B. So that's exactly what I did here, and I'm still very proud of the production quality on these videos. Okay, if you look up these videos, you will see that the production quality was really good. Like, I was recording it in 2K, and look at that, all these panning shots and everything. And then I was also making a full list of things I was going to cover, and then like I was animating everything, you know. It was like, this took some time, not gonna lie, this took some time, and rightfully so. For a small channel back then, when I used to have like only 50 subscribers or something, it got a lot of attention. You'll see that every single video of this series has 2.5k views. So what I realized was that if I make good videos, then people are going to stick around on the channel. If I make shitty videos like this, then nobody's gonna watch. It's simple, right? But you just don't get it sometimes. So like, for example, look at this video. I used to make like a full-on slide deck. Look at this. Like, I had a full-on slide deck, like primary power, like this was covering electrical systems. So I was like making a full slide deck, and then walking through that slide deck, and then also giving everyone the next episode teaser kind of thing. So this was a lot of work, not gonna lie. And you guys will laugh if I tell you how I recorded these videos. So I used to record audio on these videos separately. So what I would do is I would go in the closet, in my little closet that I had back then, and I would record audio on the phone. So first of all, I would write the whole script somewhere, and there was no chat GPT or anything back then. So I used to just write the whole script myself and then record audio in the closet. And I used to do so many retakes. Oh my god, like I used to do a ton of retakes. And then I go, am I speaking the word right, or am I saying a lot of or uhs in between? Am I using a lot of filler words? So if you watch those old videos of mine, you will see that it is the audio is totally edited. First of all, like, I would record it to perfection, and then I would also edit on top of that to clear out any filler words, anything. Like, it's very it's very detailed edits. So these took a lot of time, but they were 12-minute, 9-minute videos. But I would say each video would have taken probably like 8 hours or so to edit with everything, you know. So that's when I started realizing that, yeah, there is some potential here if I make good videos. Because I was just feeling that there's just too much of content online, and I don't know if I can ever make my space here in this thing. But yeah, so went up to episode 6. I think I had already planned out the whole series, by the way. So if you look in the description of these videos, right, as you see, I already have 10 episode series planned out. So with every episode, I used to I would know exactly what I'm covering in the next one, which helped me a lot in like editing and stuff, because I can add teasers to the next video. So yeah, this happened, and then by episode 6, to be really honest, I was burnt out. I was flying this airplane so much that I was totally burnt out on this. I was like, man, I still have like 4 episodes to go, and I don't feel like touching this airplane again. So then I started making just other videos. You know, there was this fly-by-wire A320 release that came up 3 years back. So I was like, let me make a cold and dark startup. But you'll see, right? You'll see that it got more views than this one. but it did not get quite as many views as I was as these other videos which I was uploading. So I was like, yeah, but I have to mix it up because I can't keep doing this heavily edited videos again and again, right? By the way, let me switch my stream here, because
Alpine 50 Quebec Alpha, Milan radar contact.
I don't understand what is going on. So if I hide this, why is it not going away? It's weird. Trying to hide, oh, there you go. Trying to hide this camo so that I can bring back my image here and also go to without cam. Unfortunately, without cam is game capture. I'm gonna make that display capture so that you guys can see my screen again. There you go. And then I'll hide the game capture. Okay. So then that video happened. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get as many views as edited videos, but let me just keep doing it. So this video was the first one where I was actually talking live. By talking live, I mean the audio was not edited. So if you listen to this video, you will hear a lot of filler words and all that. Super nervous. I was like talking really slowly, worried that I'm gonna say like or some kind of filler word which is going to sound really stupid, and then people are going to make fun of me. So this channel has not just been a journey to like 10k subscribers, which I never thought would happen anyway, but then it has also been a journey of improving my self-confidence to talk in front of people. Because I used to be a very shy kid, never mingled with a lot of people and all. So this channel has, like, when I was doing this in the background while my life on the side was unfolding, I was gaining confidence in everything in my life when I was making progress on this channel, which was amazing. Like, it just happened, right? It's not like I'd planned for it or anything, but that's just something that happened. So then I made this fly-by-wire series, and the Autoland tutorial, you can see, got some attention. Then I was like, you know what, if I fix something on my sim, if I find something online on Reddit or whatever which has not yet been posted on YouTube, maybe I can make a video about it, and maybe that will get the channel going. I mean, it was already going. I had some decent amount of subscribers. I don't remember. By the time I went to episode 6, I think I had 500 subs or something like that. But having 500 is something, and then because you have friends who would subscribe, so 500 is not hard. Then going beyond that is what's difficult. So then I started making these tips and tricks videos, like how to fix your sim kind of videos. Like, oh, you have blurry ground textures, here's how to fix blurry ground texture. That's the one that took off really well, and you can see it has like 38,000 subscribers on views on this one. And then I kept doing that. You'll see that I made a mix of like news videos, how-to videos, and then also I was really set on continuing my series here. I wanted to see it done, right? Finish it. So I was also then on the side, I would work on editing this PA28 Aero series, because that's something, like, I constantly had it in my head where I was like, man, I really need to see this through, because if I don't finish this, that's not good. Like, I promised myself to finish this series, and I have to finish it. So I kept working on that in the background. So you'll see some of these episodes came out later, in between all the other videos that I was making. And then this video, Msfs settings video, is the first one that really took off. So you'll see that has 72k views. And then this channel was just on autopilot. I kept doing what I was doing without one of the transitions that I made was I stopped looking at the views. I was like, let me just do what I enjoy doing, making videos, and then views and subscribers. I just at some point out here I just stopped worrying about views and subscribers, and I just kept doing stuff. So yeah, one of the other videos that really did well was this Leonardo Mad Dog X quick start guide. And then yeah, just I never really got sponsored by anyone. Like nobody gave me any add-ons except this FS Realistic, I believe, since Roy is my friend. He gave this one to me. But apart from that, yeah, whatever I have shown on my channel is something that I've bought with my own money, because I don't know, I just don't like, for one is I have enough money to support these developers. So even if I get an offer from someone, like for example I did get one from FSI Panel, I just told them that, you know what, it's like $30-40. I'm gonna just buy it and use it for my channel. I can't tell you how many people have asked me how I get that landing analysis on my shorts, and I'm sure at least, let's say, even if 10% of them bought it, that's a lot of money. But it's good to support the developers who are, you know, spending their time and money in developing these add-ons. But yeah, then I really like doing these engineering kind of videos, like fuel systems explained and auxiliary power unit explained. Then I think I did this hydraulic system explained for the MD82. So those were getting some views, but what I saw in my on my channel was settings video are the ones. By the way, this is some sauce that I'm dropping here if you guys are planning to make a channel. Sevia says, I found your channel through the Rex Atmos settings video and also the reshade. Tried to tweak the settings myself, but it always looked like crap, so I gave up and started looking for tutorials. Nice. Yeah, those videos I think, so this one, right, how to get ultra realistic looking Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you want to make videos that take off on YouTube, I'll tell you what to do. Okay, make a settings video, follow it with how to make your sim realistic video, and that's how your videos are going to take off. That's something that I've collected data on for so long now, and every time you make a settings video, my FSFS setting, MSFS settings, or the best settings to get the best performance, how to get the best performance out of MSFS, all of these videos, they get into the algorithm a lot quicker than making some kind of settings video or making some kind of systems video, like hydraulic system explain what. Nobody cares about all these details, it seems. So what I started realizing at this point is I like making these kind of videos, like a detailed series kind of videos, but what was actually getting views was these kind of like crappy settings videos, or like how to make your sim realistic. I hated making these videos, but I just had to do it because I was like, otherwise, like, why am I even wasting my time, you know? So I would throw in one of these videos every once in a while, and then just keep doing what I like doing. Like you will see settings, right? And then I saw that took off, and then this ultra realistic, that did decent as well. Then I just did a bunch of, I don't know what, for a while, just doing random stuff. I remember this is when I was really burnt out on the channel. This video, new LNAV VNAV testing, because I was, if you see my channel, it was kind of stuck at like 2K, 1.5K. I was never really breaking through. So I think this LNAV VNAV video is where I got stuck. Maybe actually I made this one, and then I did this Oslo scenery. Man, this video was so dark. I can't believe I let this pass. Yeah, I don't know why I let this video pass. But anyway, so then I kept doing that. Oh, that's when one of these, so you see this one 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. So I pretty much just stopped uploading completely after a while. Why? That was because I was doing my MBA, first of all. So I barely had any time for the channel. And second, I was also along with my MBA, I was also doing my private pilot license, and I was working full time. So between three of these things, I barely had any time to work on the channel. So this video is one of my student pilot time videos, where I think this was a sunset landing. Look at that. This was one of the smoothest landings I've made in real life. So yeah, this was a private pilot training video. I have a lot of videos from this time on my GoPro or Insta360 that I had back then. I still have it. I just haven't uploaded any of those on my channel. Maybe I should compile all of those into like one video and upload it. But you see how I was floating there and then landed? Yeah, this was a really good landing. I had a lot of other landings. This was one of the first ones that I actually got it. So that's why I have it uploaded. And then after all of that got done, I got my private pilot license and then started doing videos again 2 years ago, you see. But these were all just, crappy videos where I would just do a landing. Nothing that took a lot of effort from me, at least. And then you'll see that I had pretty much gotten off of the algorithm. I was getting at least 1000 plus views, but here you'll see that it started dropping. 259 views, 151 views, 151, 480, nothing doing here, right? And then came this video. I was like, how did I forget that Msfs settings and improved realism videos are the ones that really put me in the algorithm? So how did I forget that thing can again put me back in the algorithm? I say that I didn't care about views and subscribers, but in the background it seems like I did, because I was doing what was required to get views and subscribers. So I'll pedal back on that. I didn't completely not care about it. I just didn't care to a point where I would go above and beyond to get views and subscribers. I preferred doing what I love doing more, but in the background I was still kind of making videos. So this was one of the first videos that got like 100k plus views. For some reason I think people really liked the way the sim looked. Yeah, look at this. This looked amazing. By the way, I am watching my flight on this thing. Let me just make sure everything's good here. I think it is. TD. Do I have any clearances? Bren 3A and 26. So nothing has changed there. I think I had already planned for Bren 3A if I'm not wrong. Yep. And then we'll also go for, let's go for RNAV Z 26, execute, and then just make sure everything looks good here. So legs, next. So are we going here, and then let me get terrain. I haven't flown into Innsbruck for a while, so I can't guarantee that this is going to go well. Wait, so, oh yeah, so we are going here and then we are coming in to 26. Okay, got it. I'll keep this view now because it looks pretty good. Yeah, so then this video really took off. Took me to like 100k plus views, and I think if you look at the analytics of this video, you'll see that it's 454 subscribers, and that's what it did. By the way, you'll see there's zero earnings from this channel. I have not monetized this channel, and it's for my own reasons. I just don't want to monetize it right now. I'll monetize it later. So yeah, so we were at this ultra realism video. So you see how this thumbnail took off. So I kept the thumbnail the exact same on this Pmdg 777 video, because 777 came out back then. This series did decent, I think. But then yeah, pretty much just kept doing stuff. similar stuff to what I was doing. Then I started buying all this hardware, rudder pedals. I recorded an actual real video for the first time with my phone, unboxing, review, and then I also did this Ursa Minor best entry level joystick for, and imagine it's still the best entry level joystick for MSFS even after 1 year. Unless you want to go full FFB, I think it's the best entry level joystick that you can buy. So yeah, and then I just kept improving the overall quality. I think MSFS 2024 really increased the this was a game-changing video for the channel. I think this got a lot of attention. Let me see. I think if you look at this one, this got a lot of attention. 1.2k subscribers just from this one video. So this had a lot of attention, and then I think I made another graphic settings video. I used to keep throwing this graphic settings video every now and then, just as an update to what I was doing, and also I knew that those videos were doing really well no matter what you do in that. So this one was something I was really editing and focusing on, and other videos were just kind of filler videos. Like this replay tool video did really well. There was another private pilot. I guess I was still doing my training back then, or maybe this was a late upload, I don't know. But it took me, I think it took me like 8 months or something for my PPL, and it took me roughly 60 hours to get my PPL. That's another thing I want to cover in one of the videos. I'll upload an edited video of like how much did it cost me to get my PPL, and of course it'll be different depending on where you're at, but I at least want to give a reference to people from the US, how much it costs to do PPL if you do it in the number of hours, because I have all of that logged in an Excel sheet. Everything, like the fuel that it cost me to go from my home to airport, everything, like every single dollar is accounted for. 4-flight subscription is accounted for, everything. So yeah, I think that will be really helpful for people. So I'll plan to make that video real soon. I keep forgetting that I need to do that. But yeah, then I've just been doing the same thing, uploading what I like uploading, and maybe like performance differences and Atmos settings, active sky settings. Sometimes I throw in these landing videos. Sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't. And then, like for example, this one didn't really do well. I think for now my state of mind is if anything crosses 5k views and gets me like maybe like 50 subscribers, that video has done well. Anything that crosses 10k views is something that needs my attention, that hey, what did I do here that I could repeat and do it again and get the same kind of performance from the video. So yeah, it might look all organic, but I do give it a thought on what I need to upload. Obviously there's this urgency part to it which I don't chase at all. If I cannot upload a video when a sim update comes out or when an add-on comes out, I'm totally fine with it, because I have my life. It's just I can't keep chasing add-on release timelines and stuff. 9994, so we are only 6 subscribers away. Only 6 subscribers away from 10,000. So if you're watching and you aren't subscribed, I would appreciate if you subscribe. It's totally free, and you can always unsubscribe if you feel like the content is not what you signed up for. So yeah, there's some thought put to, like for example, I'm due on making a settings video. Why I'm not making a settings video right now is because I'm at the top of the game in terms of the hardware, right? So any settings video that I make will pretty much just be hey, here are my settings. I am running TLOD of like 200 and everything else I'm pretty much just running it to ultra. Oh, so I missed my top of descent, I think. Did I? I think I should focus more now on flying. Yeah, I missed my top of descent. Descend to flight level 220. So I will focus more on flying, and then obviously ask me questions if you have any. I'm gonna put speed brakes on just to get going faster, because I feel like we are very high. We are like 7,000 feet high compared to what we should be at. IK Static is asking, because I'm in the US and I want to become a commercial pilot, is going to college for being commercial pilot. Yes, you do need a PPL. Without that, you cannot get a commercial pilot. I can cover all of that in that PPL video, cost video that I make. But roughly speaking, you need to protect for $20,000 minimum to finish your PPL, and it'll change depending on where you do it from and all that. But 20,000. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna check on my phone camera if it's working still. It is. So yeah, it's gonna cost you roughly 20,000, but I want to show everyone the clear breakdown of cost, not just a rough cost. But yeah, you need to, like, of course you need to have PPL before. I would advise you to follow all the other like real pilot channels as well, because I mostly only upload sim content. I am planning to do that one video, but I would advise you to follow other real pilots as well, because that's where you'll find a lot of information. College will not provide you with a PPL. I think you really need to look up. If you're serious about it, I think you should look up the whole process of becoming a pilot. Okay, we're descending really fast, catching up on this VNAV path here. I hate that we are at night time. I'm gonna change time, cheat a little bit and change time, because I don't like the fact that we are flying night time. Yeah, IK Static, you really need to look up stuff on how to become a pilot if you're serious about it. I don't know how old you are, but yes, you would start with a PPL, and then you would get your instrument rating, and then you would get your commercial pilot rating. You need to contact a flight school, local flight school that's near you, and they're the ones who will help you get your PPL and all the ratings basically. 9995, so only 5 subscribers away. Come on guys, only 5 subscribers away. Let's so we are at 220, going to 16 now. I'm going to focus more on flying. I'll reply to chat as I see it, because I don't want to mess up this landing. 16,000, still going. Speed brakes are still going. And I will turn my camera on real quick. Camera is on, and camera is on here as well. Okay. Beyond ADC is up, flight recorder is up, and let's just focus on flying now. Okay, now in terms of getting things out of the way, we need to get our landing stuff out of the way. Reverser config all operational, -2 OAT. I think we should go for auto brakes 3 here, but as you see, we're going to just end up in it. Let me see if we can go flaps 40, and if that will help a little bit more. Not much. I think I would prefer Yeah, let's go flaps 40 today. I would prefer having more control because I want to land exactly where we want to here. Yeah, drop any questions in chat if you have. I'm still looking on chat. I'm just focusing a little bit more on flying. Why are we stuck at 16K? Come on. So engine start switches to continuous, and we'll turn on the landing lights at 10K. I think I'm way too high right now. Sanku says, when you started telling your story, I was like, hello, how do you know my situation and why is your story so similar to my current situation? Where are you at right now? Yeah, it's pretty much the same, right? That's why I was saying hopefully the story isn't boring because most people, like I didn't have a difficult childhood or anything. It's just that most people start from the exact same spot where you're flying with like one single joystick or like some shitty hardware, and then you slowly start getting into it. Yeah, I hope that was fun. It was definitely fun for me. So I want to go directly here. We really need to descend. But yeah, Sanko, I really hope that you progress quickly, and then you also get to experience the same, bliss of having this setup. Hopefully more. RNAV-Z, that's what we planned for. QNH is 1022, so I'm gonna already set it up here. 1022, and then let's keep going lower. I would get to 9,000. Approach type, RNAV. We're gonna open up the RNAV here. Getting a little bit flustered with all the stuff going on. RNAV-Z 26. Put that in. Okay. So we're gonna go to RTT and then keep going. I might have to do a U-turn. Bridul Seti says, hey bro, remember me? I remember Mridul. I'm not sure if I'm recalling the right Mridul though. I remember one from my college. $9,500 and above. I don't think I'm feeling comfortable about this at all. Going to do a quick hold at, let's see, WI right here. Hold, not at RTT. I want to do a hold at WI002. Do I really need to? Let's see. Maybe I'll be fine. Yeah, maybe I'll be fine. Let's just keep going. 5 subscribers, guys. 5 subscribers. Let's get it before we land. think we are fine. How high am I? 2000 feet and it's reducing. I think we are fine. We can slow down. We have speed brakes going. I'm going to also get flaps dumped a little early on. Mridul says, yeah, nice. Good stuff, man. It's good to see someone from college. Sanku says, I'm also in college doing engineering. That's what most people do because it's conventional path in this country. Yeah. The thing is, like, I wouldn't have done it any other way. I don't know. So it is cloudy and -5. So should I get anti-ice going? I'm gonna get anti-ice going just for the heck of it, because we might. Mridul, it's good to see you, man. Playing, Sanku says, playing FS 2020 on RTX 3050 laptop. Dude, you've got it going already. Where I get 15 FPS on ground. 3050 is not a bad card though. 3050 is not a bad card at all. I don't know, dude. You've got it going then. I'm sure you'll make it, dude. Like once you're out of college, so where are you at in college? Are you back in India or? Sanku says, I guess time for approach because it's going to be a tricky one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's focus on the approach. We don't want to mess this up. We are below 10, so let's get the landing lights, runway turn-off lights going. All the lights are good here. Speed brakes, I don't need them anymore. Let's go flaps 5 as well. And let's start slowing down early because I don't want to mess this up. 170. See if we have clearance below. Yeah, I think beyond ATC forgot about me again, but we'll just keep going. I can see the terrain now, so I'll get this out of the way, get this engaged, and then our radio minimums are 606. So we're gonna switch here and then just swipe this thing up. .630 and then get it down. I hate this laggy behavior that we get. Speed brakes are armed. Let's dump one more. And we can't go any more than that without. Also, we are going flaps 40 just because I want more, like I want to be slower so that I can. Mridul says, oh, there's a lot of messages. It's time to. Mridul, I think your message gets retracted for some reason before I read it. Innsbruck School Airport tucked in the mountains. Yeah, I agree. It's amazing. Okay, let's get the gear down. I know it's early, but and I will disable autopilot. I just need to remember to actually, you know what, I'll just start recording right now so that I don't forget. So recording is on. It's looking really good with Rex Atmos, I agree. It's looking amazing with Atmos. Bangalore for college and I'm in the northern part. Okay, nice. I did my college in Manipal, so I was very close to Bangalore. I was working in Bangalore for 6 months in the Whitefield area, so we have clearance for landing, so that's good. 15. 20, get one more in. There's not a lot of wind, so I don't. Jairaj Singh is here. Hey, what's up? You need to put engine mode to continuous whenever you're using anti-ice. I think if oh yeah, it is on continuous. But I think now we don't need anti-ice, so engine switches were on continuous before I put it in. I'm gonna get back to messages in just a little bit after we land. Let's go one more notch of flaps in. Do I see the runway already? I'm gonna disable this thing. Yeah, I see the runway. And then one more notch of flaps, and let's get to our just a tad above our reference, because there's not a lot of wind going on here. And I want to disable autopilot early, so it's going to be all manual from now, and then I'll get back to chat right after. Yeah, let's get this thing down. I'll keep auto throttle on for now. And I do have my landing rate monitor. It won't run. Never mind. We'll just guess what our landing rate was. But yeah, I'll get back to chat right after we land. Let's see that I have some unanswered messages there. Let's see, flaps, landing lights, everything looks good. On the glide path as well. 54, so I'm gonna get the throttle levers roughly around there. And then recording is on, so that's good too. Not fully online.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Man, the sim looks amazing. Minimums continue.
500.
I like that I have a little bit more
400.
time to react when you have a slower V speed.
300.
A little bit high. I don't know. I think it's fine.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Little too floaty for Innsbruck. But it worked out. I think we should be able to stop safely. It was a little bit floaty for Innsbruck. Not gonna lie. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'll get out on the next one. Not bad at all. Good deal. Let's get back to chat. So, safe landings, happy landings. From Manipal, I assume MIT, and that's the same college I am. Yes, Manipal, MIT. They recently opened. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. What's your? Are you doing aeronautical engineering, or are you doing something else? Oh gosh, we have to do a. Mridul says, I'm just a recent subscriber of yours and commented on one of your shorts that I also love aviation. Ah, okay. Yeah, dude, I see so many people from India who want to become pilots, but then they end up in engineering. But I promise you guys, once you have your job sorted out and everything, I think you guys will get back to aviation in some way or the other. Some way or the other, it'll come back to you. And then what's it above that? You need to put engine mode continuous. Yeah, we did that. Jairaj is asking, are you using the 120 hertz refresh rate? And yes, I'm doing that. I'm still doing that. I have found that that is the best way to have the smoothest possible sim, is by is by capping the frame rates to 120 and changing my monitor refresh rate to 120 as well. Another key thing is, if you're getting frames a lot more than 120, then you'll have input lag, noticeable input lag. Okay, so you need to make sure that your MSFS settings are dialed in to exactly get somewhere around 120. If it's plus or minus 10 FPS, if it's plus maybe 10 to 30 FPS, it's still fine, because the difference is not a lot for you to have that much input lag, because then you're using VSync to bring the frame rates down to your refresh rate, monitor refresh rate. With whatever understanding that I have, I think that's just how it has worked for me. Anyway, we are going to pause here and we are going to watch our landing in the replay mode. So I'm going to go without cam on the, at least on the horizontal stream, and then vertical you guys will have to bear with the cam. But let's stop recording and let's go to replay, and I'll also turn off beyond ATC because we don't need it anymore. Jairaj says thanks, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, try to give it a shot. Even if you have 60 hertz monitor, you can also try giving it a shot by changing your MSFS settings so that your frames are roughly at 60 FPS. And I like that time, actually. I like that twilight time when the city lights are just coming through. That's good. Okay, pause, and then
Approaching minimums.
obviously the first replay that we'll watch is in drone mode, and then I have to go here, camera, track aircraft, cancel it out, and then maybe we can watch it from usually I just use my joystick for this, for moving around. Maybe we can first watch it from one of let's just watch it from up close. Okay, that's good. And then let's just zoom in. And then I have this button assigned to F12. So that should be good, I think. Let's just enable speed brakes, and there we go. This is a problem with Pmdg, is that you can't see the winglets, the engines, and landing gear when it goes further away. So that's just a Pmdg thing. I don't know how to fix it. It's something to do with the way they've made the model and set different LOD values for the model, and the model gets lower and lower res as it goes further away from you to save up on performance. That's what it is. Why are those mountains flickering now? Might just be my zoom or something. I don't know what that is. That's weird. Okay, so Sanku says aeronautical is not available in the campus, so I got into something new, which is a mix of electronics and computers. That's pretty good. That's a very demanding stream, I think. Well, not demanding, but like in demand stream, I would say. I think you made a good choice, man. You will end up in a really good situation. And then we'll be talking when you have a graphics card which is even better than mine. Doesn't exist yet, but at some point. Let's start the replay. Yeah, all you guys who are in engineering, just stick with it. Like, don't get into this mindset of, I can just drop out of college and do something. Just finish it. You're almost there. Just finish it and then do whatever you want. Because you could have thought about it before getting in, but now that you're in, just finish it. It's, like, I hate to say it, but it's good to have it's good to have a backup. Man, I'm talking like a parent, typical Indian parent, but I'm telling you, just don't quit. Let's do replays. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys wanted to hear this. Why I'm saying it is because all the money that I have right now to be able to buy all this hardware has come from engineering. It has literally come from engineering. So I don't know what to say except just keep doing it, because it will pay off. Yeah, I should have landed right there, but I kept floating for a bit. I think that happened because I'm not used to landing with 40 flaps setting, but I wanted to do it anyway because it was giving me a lower V speed and thus a lower stopping point, like a shorter runway length required, which is why I did it. That was a good replay. Maybe I can watch it from somewhere else. Yeah, nobody wants to hear that don't drop out of engineering, but I don't know. I feel like you should just finish it, since you've already been through whatever 1-2 years. Because then now you're making a lot of money after college, and that money will give you the freedom to do anything you want on the side. I'm not saying that people who drop out of engineering won't make it. It's just that the probability is really low. Oh, god damn it. Was I crabbed while I landed? I don't think so. I was. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it was not a bad landing. That's exactly what I was protecting for, is if I float even a little bit, I didn't want to end up in a situation where I don't stop before the end of the runway. So my priority was more to get a lower VRAM and a lower stopping distance, because there was high chances that I would float, which I usually do. I just have this thing with making smooth landings, prioritizing FPM over threshold. I think now it's a good time to watch some wing views. I'm gonna do a full wing view right from the start, and then let's keep talking on the side. Sanku says you still landed before the runway to yeah, it was still fine. Are you using ultra for depth of field? Yes, I'm using ultra for depth of field. Depth of field is set to ultra. That's why you see that sharp edges around the blur that it creates in the background. Although I do think that you'll get some edge, like some edge bleeding with the default depth of field in Msfs. So I need to try out maybe reshade depth of field or something and see if that works better, but I just haven't played with it enough to tell you guys if it does or does not work better. Sanku says it's the same way I thought. what was that comment on? Was that something I was saying and that's what you're responding to? We are 2 subscribers away. Freaking 2 subscribers away from 10,000. Who would have thought this channel would grow to 10,000 subscribers? I still get so many comments on, like, so many of these comments like, oh, I can smell this video, and like, I heard that accent and it's a scam. And then like, oh, I heard the accent and I clicked away. Like, oh my gosh. I mostly just keep those comments because like, that's the exact thing that I was afraid about initially when I was making this channel, is that people are going to just trash on me because of my accent. But at least I've found some people who always come in and watch my videos, so it worked out. Gregorio says, doesn't chase plane bug in flyby view for you? No, I'm not using flyby view. I'm using what do you call it? The drone view. The drone view with track aircraft enabled. I can show you again when we land, when we get to the runway. But look at that, guys. Look at the cars on the roads. It looks so real. I love this time of the day. Like, Msfs has really nailed the lighting during this time of the day, and especially then if you add on Atmos to it, it's just so good. Gregorio says, bro, it's the internet, don't worry. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I've gotten overwhelmingly good response, and there are these 1 or 2 comments that throw me off. Like, I heard the accent and I thought it was a scam, or some, like, 1 or 2 comments on some videos. Otherwise, if you look at my overall like to dislike ratio on the channel, I would not have expected that it would be this high. It is sitting at 98% right now. So with all the videos that I've uploaded, 98% people have liked the videos and only 2% have disliked it. So that's insane. Like, I would not have expected that kind of dislike. I would think that people would just, as soon as they hear my voice, they would be like, oh, dislike. So that's something that was one of my fears when I made the channel. But I think I was underestimating or overestimating, whatever you call it, how much people probably don't care about it. Some people do, but most don't. Savia God says, when the content is good, accent doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. And hopefully it stays that way. I mean, obviously you need to be, you need to keep getting better at communication, because, like, let's say you have a thick accent. If you're still good at communicating, I think people will be fine with it. But if you're not good at communication, that's when I think it just ticks off people, that why is this guy just rambling for 30 minutes when the video could have been just 5 or 10 minutes. This looks really good, by the way. Okay, so pause. And for Gregorio, I think you were asking how to do this thing, right? Like, without flyby. So flyby, I've actually never used flyby view before. I always use this drone view. So I come to this drone view, I take the airplane to exactly right above where it landed, and then I click on drone view again. Let me actually go right above, like 10 feet or something. So 10 feet right there, right? And then I click on drone view, and then I edit the drone view and make it, then I click on track aircraft. So what it will do is it will point the camera to the aircraft. Unfortunately, you can't lock this in. So you always have to come back to this view and click on track aircraft. That's just something with chase plane. Maybe they'll make an update. But yeah, you click on this, and then if you use your arrow keys, you're able to rotate around the aircraft. Let me change the time a little bit. became way too dark. So now you can pan around the aircraft. Now all you have to do is go back to the cockpit view. So it's the insert key for me. Okay, and then disable speed brakes, enable it one more time, go back to the same drone view, and now you're good. So now it's going to look at the aircraft while the aircraft lands. So let's watch it in this mode again. In this Gregorio says it's little kids, probably, or 10-year-old grown men. Yeah, I feel like that's what it is sometimes. There you go. So that's your little flyby view that you created on your own. That's your little flyby view here. Now if you use the chase plane flyby view, I think what it does, it just constantly keeps changing the view for me, which I don't like. Like, I want to have more control over that, you know. So let's, like, for example, let's see this one, right? Or maybe it works fine, I don't know. I just haven't tried it in a while, but initially when I tried it, I had issues with it. I would just keep changing the view exactly when I'm touching down, which is very distracting. So looks like it is tracking well for now. Maybe they improved it or something. Speed brakes are up. Okay, see, this kind of shit happens, and that's what I don't like. Look at that. So it hasn't swapped the view just yet. Let's see. Are you gonna show me? Oh, there you go. So yeah, this was good actually. It's not bad at all. Can you let me see if you can change. So let's say I'm here. Can I change the flyby view? Back, flyby, and then what if I want to go maybe above here? Yeah, I can. That's really nice. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can now play this and if it does what I would want it to do. Gregorio says, but flyby looks amazing while taxiing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised by how much better it has gotten. So I can change the views with this, and then when it lands, it's going to swap me to that airport view. I hope it does that. No, it doesn't. Can I, like, okay, let's see. I think we are getting somewhere with this. So I have a key assigned. What if I can assign some key? Let's say let's see, maybe I can assign, I don't know, maybe I can assign F11 to this. Let me make sure there's nothing assigned to F11 here. Landing pilot visit. Okay, so there's nothing assigned to F11, so that's good. So if I assign the F11 key, and then if I, this is going to make, okay, so track aircraft is always on, so that's good. And then depth of field is always on. Gregorio says assign a key, it's amazing. Okay, let's try this out. So this is on, and then now I can rotate around the aircraft, so that's good. Go back into the aircraft, set my speed brakes correctly, go back here, go F11. So every time I press F11, it does something different. Is that how it's supposed to be? Maybe. So we are at 9998, guys. Come on, let's not leave the stream before we. Okay, so let's test this out. I'm gonna resume. Wow, okay. Wow. Man, that's amazing. Look at that. So every time I press F11, it's going to reset me. That's awesome. Man, that's awesome. And then I can always just rotate around and go for a different view here. Dude, that's amazing. Thanks to Gregorio in chat. W for Gregorio. That's amazing. I love that. All I have to do is just keep pressing F11. Thank you, man. That's amazing. That'll make my shots a whole lot better. Gregorio has been joining our stream for I think last 3 streams or something. That's awesome, man. Thanks a lot. Oh, that's not good. I guess as it comes closer to the airport, does it start just messing up or what? Oh no. I just need to press the up arrow. Whoa. Man, it comes up with some really interesting views, not gonna lie. Whoa, look at that. Oh man. Okay, let's switch when we stop seeing the landing gears. There you go. That's amazing. That's gonna improve my shots quite a bit. It's gonna 10x my shots quality. So I think people love watching these switching views instead of just having a wing view or a amazing. And then when you have depth of field enabled, it looks so good. Okay, so we have watched the wing view, we have watched the outside view. I think we are done, right? We are done with the views at least. Any other views you'd like to watch before we... Oh man, look at that taxiing. Oh my god. That looks phenomenal. That looks amazing. Look at that bouquet effect, whatever you call it. Holy shit. Man, they've really nailed SU4. Amazing. Look at that. That looks like a DSLR photo. Oh my god. I'm gonna stay on this for a bit. My god, man. Okay, let's go back to that F11. Okay, so what happens now if I press F11? Okay, so you just go back to that view and then you can probably... Gosh, man. Look at that. Press it again. Yeah. Yeah, so basically it resets your view, like the distance, I guess. Okay, let's stay here. Whoa. Oh man, it's so much fun. I guess we're gonna end up with 2 subscribers short from 10,000. But we still have time. We still have time for taxiing and... Oh man, that looks so good. I want to keep doing this. I feel like doing another leg. Holy shit, man. Look at that. Look at that view. That's a screenshot worthy view. Come on. I need to take a screenshot of this view. Holy shit. Do you see that? This is going on Facebook. Awesome. Maybe let me zoom in a little bit more. Look at that. My god. That's the most realistic I've seen this sim. Oops. Let's resume. Oh, there was snow, which I didn't capture. Let me do this again. Holy shit, man. Yeah, that's a good frame. That's a good frame, but it captured my toolbar. I don't want that. That's a good frame. There you go. Gregorio says, wait till you guys try it with the 777 or 350. I can imagine, man. I can imagine already. I never knew that this flyby view was so good. Let's see the tower view. Is it good as well? I guess you can. Nope. We'll stick to flyby. Yeah, I think that's probably it on the. You know, one more thing I really want to capture is this landing right here. I want to capture this landing. The scroll wheel just keeps messing me up. I want to get the right time and everything, maybe. Sorry, this has become a photography thing, but I'm just loving this. I need those city lights to come through. When did the city lights start? I don't see it. Gregorio says, yeah, flyby is the best for me. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, I don't think I'm gonna go back to drone view for these landings. It's amazing. Okay, there you go. That's good. I wish this light wasn't so bright. I guess this view has it pretty good. Then let's cancel this out. Right before buttering the bread. Let's see if there's anything better here. This view. Oh, that looks good. I promise that's the last screenshot I need. Okay. That's it. One more quick and the sounds. Today the airplane is sounding really nice. Let's go to the end here, press flyby again, and then we'll just stop replay now, get back in the cockpit and get to our parking spot. That was so much fun. The stream started with some issues, but we had a lot of fun. Let's get taxi light on, let's get the APU on. And let's keep going. That was a fun flight. I want to do a full gate to gate. Oh, you know what's gonna happen now? I'll show you what's gonna happen. You see how I'm doing 60% N1 but it doesn't go? I'll show you why that happens. We know some things out here. FS action, ground maintenance. Oh, first of all, let me show you what's wrong. You see that? Our tires are flat. Why did that happen? Because we ran so many replays, that's why. Every time you do a replay, it runs the brakes and then you lose pressure and the brakes get hot. So that's what it is. So all you have to do then is come back here, replace brakes, you'll see that the temperature goes down, replace tires, you'll see that's good, and then cool brakes just for the heck of it. And then now if you give it throttle, it's unfortunate that we have to fix the brakes right on the taxiway, but that's just Pmdg. So now if you give the throttle, it's going to start running again. So unfortunately the brakes do wear out or get really hot when you're running so many replays. You don't see it visually, but they have it modeled in a way that you'll just not be able to taxi because of flat tires. Innsbruck looks amazing. This is default, by the way. It's not even an add-on scenery. It looks amazing. I don't think this needs an add-on scenery. 2 subscribers short of 10,000. I would have really wanted to do this. I would have really liked if 10K hit while we were streaming. But if it doesn't, that's totally fine. See, runway. So where are we going? I had turned off this thing. Position, select from map. Let's pick one of these somewhere in between. Select and then show me the spot. Innsbruck Airport. Okay, let's get going. But yeah, this was a really fun stream. Hopefully you guys had fun listening to the story. And also we had a really good flight. It rarely happens that nothing goes wrong. But on the second try, I think we pretty much hit everything. Let's see how good we can park here. Do want to turn off the lights because I don't want to. Where is this dude standing? Oh, it's a little bit ahead. Okay. Last time I parked really bad. I want to fix that. Let's get the flaps all up. Should have done it earlier. We're gonna go slow and do a really good parking. Dude's right there. Start turning from here. Let's not blind them. That's why I turned off the lights. Okay, let's see. See if we can. Okay, that's good. Was our APU running all this time? Yes, it was. Few bleeds coming on. Sanku says, yeah, and we were 7,000 feet high. You recovered pretty well. Yep. And ears are paining a bit, but that's fine. Oh, is it because of the sim sounds or is it because of my voice? Let's see. So we can request deboarding here. And we'll have some nice GSX passengers. Deboarding requested. And then we can just leave one pack on, maybe get the yaw dampers out, all the heat's turned off, and electrical hydraulics can go off. Emergency lights stay on, I've heard, at least until all the passengers are out. Engine start switches, anti-collision light can go off. Oh, because of the speed brakes. Huh. So, do speed brakes make that much more sound in the sim? Like in my headphones, I didn't hear it much. That's the problem with this Pmdg sounds, is like you hear something and then on stream it's something completely different. So I can't really tell. But yeah, we had a loud entry into Innsbruck. And I love these lights, so good. You see how when you turn off the electrical hydraulic pumps, the flight controls become laggy. Logo lights can also come off. I think we are in a decent state and we can just go to our little flyby view here and maybe press F1 again. And let's see, F11 and then up. So you're gonna watch the passengers come out and deboard, because that's fun. From the top of the airport. Actually, for this, I don't know, maybe for this I should just go to drone view. Maybe. This drone view is actually insert. Yeah, I think for this I should just go to drone view. Or here's the fun thing. I can do cinematic view. That's the way to go. Sanku says no, it's fine. I was kidding. Okay. Cinematic. I love doing this too when I'm just watching it, just watching things unfold in the sim. 9999. We are one subscriber away. We are one single subscriber away from finally making it to 10K. Can you imagine? Yes, I captured the full screen, like all 3 screens, because this is a memory. Getting to 10,000, or at least very close to 10,000 subscribers live on stream after finishing up an amazing flight couldn't have gotten any better than today. Man, I love watching deboarding. I recently started doing this. I just do it off stream. Today I'm doing it on stream. Just something satisfying about this, you know. I don't know if I parked well actually. Maybe I should have gotten further. I don't know. I am behind the... I guess no, it's fine. Anyways, while this is happening, I'll just close out the stream with some points that I wanted to mention. So first of all, I think thanks to everyone who joined in and commented, kept interacting with me. Thanks for keeping the stream alive. So Special mentions here, Gregorio, for all the flyby tips today. That was amazing. That's game changing. Joshi, Sevia, Sanku, everyone, thanks for keeping the stream alive. And even if we don't get to 10k, I'm sure we'll get it in like next half an hour or 1 hour maybe. But this was a lot of fun. Like, I'm at some point initially I was like, I just need to, maybe I shouldn't stream today. I was like, maybe I'll just stream tomorrow because of that issue that happened initially. But everything got sorted out the second time we tried, and it worked out really well. It was a nice peaceful flight, a lot of landing replays, which is what I love. And then we did a full gate to gate, no kidding. So yeah, while these cinematics are running, I'm going to leave you guys to watch it for maybe another 2-3 minutes. Thanks a lot for chiming in again, and I'll see you guys in the next next video. I'm going to make that private pilot license video very soon. Give me like maybe 2 or 3 days to edit it, and it'll be out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for all the support on the channel again. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully you'll get to spend some time with your family, spend some time with the sim, have a great time. And guess what? We are at 10,000 subscribers right before I was about to click end stream. Right before I was about to click end stream. Whoever did that, thank you. Yeah, Happy New Year everyone in advance, and have a good time. 10,000 subscribers. I still can't believe it. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. Insane. What a coincidence. Exactly when the stream ends. 10,000. Man. Alright. Thank you guys. Thank you again. And I'll see you on the